Alright everyone, we are here with another off-season war. I am going in this war with Apocalypse, Tigra, and a rank 2 Cable. So just took Cable to rank 2, wanted to go ahead and have some degen fun in this war. We will be taking Path 5 in both sections. So for this first fight against Stealth Suit Spider-Man, I decided to use Apocalypse and not Cable. I didn't want the debuff immunity after being knocked down to come into play. So my game plan here, as is my game plan with this node whenever I actually do take it, is to build to SP3, and then right before we drop SP3, we heavy attack to knock them down and then drop the big SP3. So it's an off-season war. The defender does have suicides. That obviously makes it a good bit easier. So we'll just focus on the gameplay here and not the fact of how fast the fight goes. So you'll notice that unless the evade charges down, that I am doing very short combos to trigger the evade. Sometimes I'm even ending the combo early, even if the evade doesn't trigger, in hopes that I can build evade resistance and then never take a combo to the face after stealthy evades an attack. So creeping up, here we are on the SP3. We're going to go ahead and bait this out right here. We're going to trigger it as we push him to SP1. And now that he's here, I'm going to bait out this other this SP1. Trigger the evade, and now we're going to parry heavy. And immediately drop SP3. So the benefit here, the protection's gone. We gained a Fury. Apocalypse isn't going to rely on any debuffs during this special attack, and boom. Goes down to 12%, so a pretty big hit. And now we just wail. And down he goes. So not a very difficult fight. Not a very hard fight at all, actually. Moving on, this Immortal Hulk on the same ebb and flow knockdown. This one I will take with Cable. Really the only thing to look out for here is the ebb and flow timer coming back, and therefore shrugging all the debuffs. Obviously that takes a hit to damage, but that's not the part you want to look out for. It's having Hulk stunned off of a parry, and then it getting shrugged and you getting smacked in the face thinking you're going to hit him. Now the neat thing, and the one thing everyone loves about Cable besides this degen damage that just builds, and it just has no stack limit, is that his heavy has an insane reach. So you'll notice here I'm retaliating Hulk's special attacks a lot with a heavy. I think I even retaliated an SP2 right here, and that's all without practice. So his heavy reach is just very easy to get comfortable with. It may look like I'm too far, but as soon as you try a few heavy attacks against the special attack, you'll realize how easy it is to actually get back in range with the heavy attack and land both hits. So full yellow bar here. The concussion prevented the protection from coming back. So now we probably won't gain a Fury, but at least he'll never have, oh, there's a Fury. He might gain protection back after this. But he's almost down. I keep the special attacks thrown so that bars of power come back and that we get some healing buffs or power game buffs. So nice and easy. Next, taking this Kingpin. Full disclosure before taking this fight, I did not practice heavy retaliating SP1 with Apocalypse for this fight because I'm so used to heavy retaliating with other champs that I figured it would be easy. So some benefits here. Apocalypse isn't going to have his debuff shrug, so we don't have to worry about rage building up. We also don't have to worry about losing the stun when we parry. Here comes the first heavy retaliate. Oh, nope, we didn't do it there. Wasn't ready. Here. And swing and a miss. So I thought maybe my spacing was wrong. So we're going to go ahead and try that again. See if we can be a bit closer. But that was unfortunate. Luckily it didn't lead to too much health lost. And thanks to the Cable synergy, we are already fully ramped for Apocalypse. So 4 prowess buffs, passives for this fight. Here comes the next one. I think I have a retaliate. Nope. Decide to just parry heavy here and then drop SP2 after the next parry. Boom. So protection's down, we got the Fury, got all these debuffs. There's one more heavy, yeah. Whoop. All right, so I said, forget that. Let's not do that anymore. Let's maybe practice that in the future or just avoid it. It could be just from the large dash back from the heavy frame of Apocalypse that we're pushing ourselves out of range. And we have to maybe dash out a lot later. Who knows? Definitely need to test that a bit more. And it looks like Concussion got rid of protection, so not a bad section 1 start. All right, so I really brought Tigra for the boss, which is in America Chavez. And I figured, hey, let me go ahead and try out Path 5 here since there are 2 Maws and a Nova. Now, Nova I was kind of sketchy with. I should have practiced before trying him, so you'll see that. But the Maws I didn't practice with because I've taken Maw with Tigra before, and I actually feel pretty comfortable with it. This one on Footloose is a little bit sketchier because you want to try and keep Neutralize up at least when you're getting Maw to throw a special attack. And it'll help you keep your rhythm once you kind of get the first set of Footloose buffs removed with Neutralize. See here, so we didn't get that set. Again, off-season recoil, suicides. We didn't get that set, so now we're trying to get another opening. And here I was not paying attention to Falter, but luckily it did not hurt us. The AI went kind of passive, so if I had done a basic attack, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten parried there. So good thing we used SP1. And now that we got him against the wall and Neutralize, prevented the Footloose buffs, this is game over. This is right where Tigra wants to be against Maw. And he's willingly firing SP1, so it makes it a nice and smooth fight. All right, and then this is where the circus show kind of started. I've in the past used Tigra versus Nova before, and I have retaliated his SP1 with her heavy, and you're gonna see it I think 1 or 2 times in this fight, but just for full disclosure, I did not practice before this fight, so this is just going in cold. I mean, there aren't any other excuses. You're gonna see I just play this fight really poorly. Main thing was I was just not dexing his SP1 very well at all. And of course, against Nova, if you can't do that, especially with high ground, you're gonna pay for it. So prepare to watch me pay for it. But the game plan was get him against this wall, heavy counter when he's below a bar of power, bait out SP1s, retaliate SP1. And then when we've got both senses up, go ahead and here we go. Boom, there, see? It can be done. Now we got him pinned. This should be where we want to be, but we eat SP1. Great. Hopefully we can save it. We're at SP2. Threw it too close for the first part of it. Now just dodge this SP1. And good. Good. Okay. Nope, not good. Oh, well, we're still here and good. Nope. Well then, and there's the parry. So this, like I said, this is where the circus started. Didn't feel like reviving and healing Tigra up for just Nova. Figured I'd wait until I got to Maw, so for no reason at all, here we go using Cable against Nova. This is not a good matchup. The node increases attack for every debuff the defender has. So this is not that great of an idea. And I really am not a fan of intercepting Nova with a champion who can't deal with auto block. There we go, whiffing and eating another SP1. Oop. And that should do it. So, yay, circus. Figured let's keep it going. let's go ahead and take in Apocalypse. So nothing really to learn here besides if you're going to use Tigra, practice before the fight and make sure you're good with it. Or, you know, just use an actual counter for Nova here. I kind of forced Tigra on this whole path. But anyways, here we are, just pounding Nova with Apocalypse. Luckily we're dodging with Apocalypse. The SP1, no problem. And we're just going to overpower the protection here. Down he goes. So, hope you enjoyed that. Moving on to the next fight. Alright, so we heal up Tigra so that we can take this Maw and so that we can still have a shot at America Chavez. Here should be easier to get into Tigra's rotation versus this Maw compared to the Footloose one because we don't have to worry about Unstoppable and Evade after an SP1. So as long as we can get him pinned against the wall, done. We can start heavy retaliating his heavy and keep focus off so that we never have to worry about miss. So now we're in a good rotation. Start getting senses up because we are unduped and can't just shoot to SP2 and end it. Bait out SP1, heavy retaliate, pin him against the wall, bait out SP1, heavy retaliate. And luckily, when you heavy retaliate against the wall and just pin him here, sometimes he'll come in and you end up intercepting. So if you see that Fury pop up, it's because we actually triggered Ebb and Flow intercept, which is a nice design. It's also where all the ruptures come from besides quote unquote interrupting Maw's SP1. And here we are, SP2, both senses up. This is right where we want to be, and game over. So we bounced back pretty well for that Maw fight. All right, so to take Chavez, we really didn't have anyone prepared to take this Nova. However, we did have one person not join quite yet, so we could have gotten him, but his activity is not that great. Kaz. So I decided, hey, let's go ahead and see if we can test Apocalypse's Incinerate immunity. And actually, this is a good opportunity to point out I've been having some issues with champions with a large frame like Apocalypse and baiting out specials. The AI is just aggressive and I end up pinned like this from time to time. It almost happened in Incursions today. It's nothing that I haven't been able to handle and get myself out of. The one in Incursion almost pushed. It was a Cosmic Ghost Rider to SP3, and that would have been bad. But you can see here, this is obviously a very bad matchup. I was kind of just risking it. But I believe we got our Incinerate immunity. Now we're pinned against the wall again. Yeah, boom. So, since we have a lot of items in overflow, hey, let's go ahead and just try that again and see if we can get a different AI. But you'll see the result's not that much better. So we're Incinerate immune. Now we can attack freely during the Incinerate phase. We're just trying to be aggressive as possible here. He's about to fall into poison. So now I'm gonna kind of back off and try to hit into his block. The unsettling thing, I did not expect for him to come in there. I thought I retaliated too soon and he actually intercepted me instead of me hitting his block. The unsettling thing about trying to intercept on a stun immune node for Nova is that he could auto block you. So I decided I did not want to pay attention to Nova charges for this fight. I just wanted to see how well it would go just naturally playing. I believe there are a couple instances like that one where I do intercept and luckily it was not in the right circumstances to get auto blocked, but still. And I'm not meaning to take these blocked hits, but hey, it's happening. Still in the poison phase. I'm at 1%. I don't want to accidentally get one single poison on me. And there we go, blocked hit. So someone else comes in, finishes Nova. We move on. All right, so America's Chavez Boss. I was kind of interested to see how quote-unquote easy this would be. You'll see why. I opened a bunch of solo crystals, so I have way too many of these boosts. So I just decided, hey, let's throw the boosts on. I almost decide to throw on a 3-minute boost, and then I'm like, there's not any one of these I think that I would majorly benefit from, so I just decide not to. Anyways, I saw Finn take America Chavez with Tigra. His is duped, so it's just get to SB2 pretty much, and the fight's over after 2 SB2s, especially with power back boosts and APB. But the game plan here, sure, she's going to throw a few random heavies, but I'd rather get her pinned against the wall and push her to SB1. The SB1 is the real sweet spot where it's actually quite easy because of that tactic right there to get in range and heavy retaliate. So it takes forever from her first hit to the stomp for her to actually, or it takes forever between those 2 hits that you can actually close in after a medium and just heavy charge and be right on top of her. Which obviously just throws the ruptures through the roof as long as she's willingly throwing this SP1. And then her ability, she has a small power gain, so anytime that happens, she's almost back at SB1 after each heavy retaliate. So makes it a pretty smooth fight. You see here, I got both senses up. Now we're hoping to generate enough power to get to SB2 with both senses up. So this would be the perfect spot for her to throw SB1. But she's not. So she turtles here, just decides to hold it. So I decide to throw my SB1, kind of work her back to the wall. And we're going to refresh our senses here. That was an unfortunate block that led to the heavy attack. She's working, just not wanting to throw this SB1 still. So now both senses are down. NC duped. As long as she was willingly throwing SB1s in the beginning, this fight would have been over. So now we're working back to the wall. She's now willingly throwing SB1s. Unfortunate that that first hit missed. Not a big deal. Got her with the second. Got her pinned against the wall here now. Throwing SB1 to get the second sense up. And now, hopefully here, she's aggressive enough that we can build to SB2 and drop a big SB2 into her. Get this last one out here. There it is. This should do it. So SB2. And down she goes. So successful attempt. Shouldn't have suicides. We kind of medium boosted. I think it's a realistic shot in war. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, especially since I had a little circus play. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys at the next one.